All right, so this will be a part two. The part two is basically plans. So plans going into next year, plans for the music, and I guess a new direction of looking. No, not a new direction. A new, I don't know, maybe a lesson on my how to view the music now. I guess you could say. So let's talk about plans. Plans for next year. In terms of I don't know, becoming an influencer. I am going to look up videos. I'm going to basically look at the people that I like to listen to and I like to watch and pretty much imitate them. Um, and what I want to do, I love tier lists. I really do. I also want to make videos on like my top songs of the year, my top albums of the year, my least favorite songs and well, not albums, least favorite songs of the year, and more specifically, like definitely more music stuff. I'm taking a break from gaming in terms of streaming, but that's not what I'm doing on my off time. No, I'm currently playing Fortnite. Uh, but aside from that, yeah, basically kind of just becoming an influencer now. So I gotta just follow the steps. In terms of TikTok, that will also be updated. We're gonna change the on there it was kind of just having fun doing whatever the hell, and now it's gonna be more. Um, I don't know. Uh, let's instead of doing trendy stuff, let's do. Well, actually, we will continue doing trendy stuff, but we also want to. I'm also going to try to make my own things and see if they stick. I hate promoting things like that are mine because deep down it just doesn't make sense to tell someone, "Hey, you should listen to this because this is really good." Deep down, I know that that's not true, and even I'm good at selling lies. I am very good at selling lies, but I am not very good at accepting my own creation and thinking it's better or and trying to convince people to listen to it because I think it's good. Um, I still have yet to accept, I guess, my acceptance of my art really, and like what people either people think it's good or if it's worth like becoming popular. I have a hard time still accepting that, and I have to work on that. Um, Next off, I guess this will. So for music wise, we've been down a different journey. Turtle Pond was highly experimental, and yet I feel like, regardless of whatever I can name my next music project, everything does fall in the same way as the other music projects. Each thing is trying to recreate a feeling or a moment or a dream in music form, but also have its own, like it's almost like it's its own soundtrack to a separate movie. And the I guess I feel like that like I will give you the base layout of an idea for a video I have, but which kind of focuses more on those two, which is like my love of music and my love for movies and how I combine the two into to set out to create, this. It's not a world. It's more of a, I don't know, a journey, I guess. Each album is a journey. Like Gift of Time's Arrow is essentially recreating memories from the past and syncing them up to the sounds of like which style they were trying to imitate, whether it be friggin' MySpace pop or like butt rock / new metal of the 2000s. Like each of those tracks are supposed to highlight those moments in life that, uh, whether they happen to me or my dad, and and like fill out like what happened in that moment in time, and how the music connects, if that makes sense. Um, I have so many good examples of like what I mean by that. So like the from Lucas from Afar, on the other hand, it's like it's the opposite. It's trying to recreate those thoughts and sync them up to different situations that the that the music could be played over, like as like I guess think of a music video in your head when you're listening to them. That's what I think. Yeah, it's not because if there's a music video, well, it kind of a lot of music videos take away the a meaning behind a song or the powerfulness of a song if it's butchered, if the video is butchered, or if the video is demonstrating something very specific with lyrics. If you have something vague and then you show a video that's like, it's not going to blow your mind, but it's going to be like, oh shit, like that's what it's about. A lot of people tend to kind of stick with that. Other people will have their own meanings behind music, but videos kind of ruin that. So that's why I try to stray away from having music videos for, or at least having music videos for singles on albums. I think that's the best way to like have singles, but don't have singles off the albums that have videos for them. Because the first thing that I think of is like the starter off of Power of Influence, which is it's restating a quote of like whenever your TV is about to power down. I think it's the no switch power down feature will switch to the TV in a moment or something like that. The listening to that is supposed to recreate the sound or recreate the feeling of whenever you're kind of falling asleep and your TV is going to shut off. It's also like it also has that sense of nostalgia that can make you think about many different things when you hear certain instruments. And when it comes to the future of my music, at least with my one project that I've kind of I've been not focusing on enough is the House on 2nd Street, which originally was supposed to be an actual singing project, but the more I think about it, it's like a band that I listened to recently that I really enjoyed is the Appleseed Cast, and the Appleseed Cast is for the most part is kind of post rock, so having only instrumentals isn't a bad thing, and then sometimes they're singing. But the other thing too, I think, is whenever I do create actual songs, I don't want a lot of the lyrics, and a lot of lyrics have angst, and a lot of angst can be retraced to other songs, which when I make my music, I try not to create anything that I've heard before. That's why I like to take what I have heard before and combine my own, whatever I deem is appropriate for the mixing between different genres, and then you have it. I think a package is here. So I guess what the House on 2nd Street will be its own. It'll be it might have a mixture of singing, but the problem with singing is that I don't want lyrics to sound the same as stuff that I've heard before, which everybody knows. If you don't know by now, a lot of I consider the genre that I listen to the most is alt, which can mean anything basically. Everything has angst to it, or the stuff that I enjoy the most, that I find catchy the most, has angst to it, and then the stuff that I listened to in high school with the stuff that I'm listening to now, I can't give you a profound track. Everything it's gonna have to either be fun, or it's gonna have to be something serious and something that you'd never heard before. And more than likely, everything that I make will sound like something you've heard before, because that also contradicts of my creation process of what I think about when I make those things. So I guess to I guess to put it, really, I mean, like, there might be more music projects in the future. Um, I have, I gotta work on I guess, a single to go with, or I have ideas for a single, and I have ideas for either an EP or an album for a House on Second Street. Um, I haven't figured out what the theme is, and I gotta think about that, which will probably require another year process. So more than likely, you will not hear anything. You might hear a single, but in terms of what's next, it's probably gonna be a couple month process, if not maybe a year. God only knows. Um, that being said, yeah, I think a more fleshed out video would make more sense. But that's the idea I have for a video, basically explaining the music. But the other thing that I also want to do is whenever I'm done Lucas from Afar, I'm gonna kind of actually, yeah. So like whenever I'm done Lucas from Afar as well, I also want to make a video basically explaining, Lucas from Afar, like what it is, what it was meant for, what the um, the inspiration of the music and everything along those lines. So I guess to visually think about, or I guess the music is not about the content. The music is not about the song title. The music is about what you think of when you hear it. That's the idea of the music. I think that's a solid way of putting it, because I feel it's weird when on SoundCloud, like the two things that I've found were people either like a song that's about, so you're saying you're not good enough, or you're a horrible person, or people like a song where you're saying that when you're okay, actually no, I thought about this. So people who like my music are either people that are hopeful romantic, or people that feel like they're just hopeless in general. Those are like the two people that I guess listen to the music, because they like a song that's basically telling them a lie about that, that's saying, oh yeah, your hope, to have hope and find someone that will be with you. Like, there's that, and then there's people that just like depressingly named titles tracks. Like like the one was if I'm gonna die, I'm not a hero, and then the other one was true love does exist, which by the way it was a whole other meaning to that track, and that track specifically, now I think now I'm comfortable saying it. It's not it's when you have something and it fades away over time. That was the idea of having that. That's why it's like one of, I think, it's one of the quieter tracks. It's not fully in your face with the music, because that's what it's set out to do. It's set out to be like, here's all the greatness, and it's fading away the more, you go in, or you're into a relationship or something like that. All right, time to watch a bunch of influencer videos. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have ideas for videos in the future, more important videos, and there are not going to be any topics that I've talked about in the past, which I guess we'll do. We'll do a third video on top of this. 14 minutes.